So in the interest of bug fixing and fairness, I want to share something with you guys with regards to the Valley of Slaughter. Many of you may be running it as the trial version, particularly because Season 2 ends in just 4 days. A lot of you may have pushed it to its limits in order to get these first clear points to get your new score achievement rewards. This is just Korea here where, they already have purple runes in Season 2, which we'll most likely be getting soon when we get 3-star dungeons. But with Season 1 ending, you maybe want to be aware of a certain bug which is undoubtedly an exploit. So use this at your own risk. I'm showing some gameplay footage here of the simple 2-star dungeon, and it works super simple here as well. Basically, the tank needs to position themselves well enough so that the boss charges at the wall. When that happens, there's a high chance the boss gets stuck in the wall. And when that occurs, the cheesing begins. And I'm fairly sure this bug existed throughout the entire time this dungeon was out, and people were cheesing it. This is why you were getting runs where people were claiming they didn't cheese it. So people have been doing this trial, making it super easy and ultimately clearing upwards of tier 30 and getting leaderboards, and honestly, it's bad play. Bad practice and should have been fixed very early on. This has been reported very early on, but the devs have just turned a blind eye and not done anything about it. Don't know why. Perhaps they just think not enough people are aware, or nobody's publicly said anything, so whatever. We'll just pretend it doesn't exist and then it doesn't exist. But this bug basically allows you to avoid essentially the whole line mechanic with the sheep and the one-shot mechanic. So the boss gets stuck here, and when he goes to leap towards the middle, he's not going to be able to. He's just going to be stuck back there, and this allows you to completely ignore this one-shot mechanic where you need the protective bubble from killing the sheep. This right here, see, we're out of that area, you don't get hit. Again, this is a simple 2-star dungeon, but you can replicate it in all the trials, no matter the difficulty tier. And it just makes this trial pretty trivial, and honestly needs serious fixing before we get the next season. Again, as you can see via Korea, it will be within the Season 2 rotation if we get the similar practices, because we get 2-star dungeons on top of 3-star dungeons. Every week we have 1 2-star dungeon and 1 3-star dungeon, which I haven't done any 3-star dungeons on Korea here yet, so they're all locked for me, but you can see them there. And we're not likely to get 3-star trials just yet, as it first needs to be actually released to us. Talandre, March the 6th, we'll most likely be getting our first 1 or 2 3-star dungeons with all the new gear, and we can experience them, learn the mechanics and so on, and ultimately train up for dimensional trials, which will then have new mechanics, higher difficulty, and new leaderboards again. And honestly, the bugs need to be fixed and need to be gone before these leaderboards are done again. Now the tiers will go higher, like look, Karma and Rage Island clear tier 40, so the ceiling will be even higher. And I don't want to see people just absolutely cheesing these dungeons, these trials, and getting away with such a high completion tier because they can exploit a simple bug that pretty much the majority of people already know. Those of you who are left in the dark, well, it can only be fair that you would potentially abuse it if you wanted to these last few days before this season ends. Because who's it gonna hurt anyway? It's not like those of you who struggle to complete a tier 15 trial are going to be competing with people who've beat tier 30 of those trials. But again, the bug is super simple. You just charge the boss at the wall, and there's a high chance he gets stuck in it. And just make sure to tank him near the wall, and whenever you need to run away, then you go to the opposite side and you take no damage from the soak mechanic that would normally one-shot you if you didn't kill the sheep in time. It's that simple. The only thing you then have to worry about in this fight is the black sheep, the sheep that comes after the boss gets below 50% health and is going to explode on you. You just need to kill that in time and then you're good. Oh, and yeah, there is that mechanic where he's like, I'll burn you all, and then you need to put a frost effect on him. Great swords can do that, staff users can do that, crossbow users can do that. Just have a look through your skills and read the tooltips. But for the rest, when you're during this phase where the boss has lots of damage reduction, you simply run away, and when he tries to jump to the middle, he's not going to hit you. A very simple fix that the devs can do is basically make the radius of that attack to cover the entire arena, even if the boss is stuck on the side. And of course, the ideal fix is to just make him not be able to get stuck on the side. But I don't know how they deal with their physics and their targeting, because even our own targeting gets screwed. You have a little bit of a leaf in front of your screen, and those directional targeting skills are going to aim at the leaf rather than what you were actually looking at in front of your character. It's a bit of a joke. And the boss seems to have that issue too here. You can see when he does that charge attack, see where he's aiming and where he actually moves. It's the opposite, because it's as if the camera is doing the same thing, where it's got like the barrier in front of the camera and then it ends up aiming the opposite way than it was actually looking. Anyway, that's about it. Just another short video. Yes, it's another considered exploit video, although actually the 8k free Abyss tokens, I've had people telling me that they've contacted customer support and they were coming back to them saying it's a feature, but I don't know really who to believe right here, other than getting concrete confirmation from the devs. But again, it's entirely your choice whether you want to go out there and abuse this with the Valley of Slaughter within these last few days or not. Now, I'll just say, so many people have abused it to get those high tier completions. And if you're just not in the know, that's not really fair. And otherwise, more publicity for these kind of bugs just means higher chance that the devs will actually see the impact that these bugs, exploits can have, and actually do something about them. You look at the record, and so many bugs and exploits only get fixed up until the point where so many people know about it, because either word of mouth, it's spread far enough, or people have made publicity for it, like posting in forums publicly, posting videos like this one. Once everybody knows, the devs are kind of pushed to fix it. But that's it for now. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.